Yo. We are back with another edition of the Chophouse. I am your host, Jay McMain.
I'm the real Cece.
Sugar or the real candy.
It's your boy, Mr. F that. We back.
We are back in the building, back on the map. So, we have a jam-packed show for y'all today. Before we get started, shout out to our brother Ray. He's dealing with some, so he couldn't make it today, but he will definitely be back next week. So, Ray, you know what I'm saying? We got you. Uh, so now, so what up? What's going on, family? What's been going on? How was y'all week?
Week was good. Weekend was even better because it was my
Oh yeah,
birthday.
yeah. You was all the way outside.
Happy belated.
Thank
All
you.
right, happy belated.
My
Even though
weekend,
we,
my week was okay.
it's just okay. That was
It was mixy, but it was good. It was fun.
okay.
Hey, listen, my week or weekend, can't even remember what I did. It's like, nah, I worked, but I had fun. I had fun all weekend. I always have fun. I try to make it where I can make it, Even if I'm in the house all day. We're gonna make it do what it do.
Make the
Right.
page live.
All right. So Facebook user, I'm sure this is Miranda, but she says, "Hey y'all, what's going on?" Facebook user, if it's Miranda, what up, Miranda?
Thank
Um,
It's
you,
not
thank you for
public.
coming to chop it up with us.
oh, it's not public. All right, hold on. But yeah, honestly, but at the same time, so my weekend, honestly, my weekend was okay. I'm on vacation this week, so Saturday was kind of long. Thank goodness. Then the last day of your vacation, they really want to put you to work. So I literally left at 11:45 on my last day, which was Saturday. But it's all well worth it because I don't go back and work till next Wednesday. So I guess it kind of pans out. Um, but your boy has been on the move. I have been networking. I have been uh, doing a lot of moving around. So before we start, I want to give a quick shout out to Keto Sun for this little setup they gave me, the hookah bowl with the hookah.
Cute.
Mr.
Uh,
Man himself.
yeah, I'm trying to learn from Candy, but
No,
yeah, Keto Sun
you. That's all you. You hookah poppy. I have nothing on you.
hookah. I think I might trademark that name, hookah poppy. I like that.
Like champagne
That
but
is
pop.
um,
definitely you.
but yeah, Keto Sun definitely. And I'm also working with Keto Sun to working on a raffle for the end of next month. So for all you guys that's watching, I'm gonna get this same setup for you guys, and you could possibly win it. We'll definitely when we get into that part of the raffle and the giveaway, we'll definitely let you know what you need to do to win, and even to enter to qualify to win. Um, and we got some more good stuff for y'all, but we're gonna get into that a little later. So, family, I have something that I really need to get off my chest.
What's that?
Um, I so this one touched like I guess it hits home for me also on a lot of different levels. Um, I don't know if y'all been paying attention to the Kyrie Irving situation.
Mhm.
Um, it's kind of crazy because I feel him on the same token because I feel my job is doing the same thing. Um, but for those who don't know, so Kyrie Irving plays for the Brooklyn Nets. He's not vaccinated. He doesn't want to get vaccinated. He's against getting vaccinated. The Brooklyn Nets, well, the NBA told him uh, play with the team until he's vaccinated. Then the NBA lessened it. I mean, they loosened their rope and said, you know what, you can practice because it's a private facility, but you just can't play home games. So Kyrie was going to play practice home games. But then the Brooklyn Nets was like, no, we don't want a part-time player. If you're not here full-time with us, we don't want you at all. We don't want you to play part-time. So Kyrie is against the vaccine. He is not in his beliefs to get it. So he's not currently playing with the Nets until they get a resolution resolved with that. Um, so I guess we can let me know what y'all think about that situation, and then I'll tell you guys why I took it personal and why I feel a personal connection with that.
Mm.
Go ahead. Let's hear it, because I got we. This one of the topics we could talk about for days, but I know we ain't got enough time to talk about this. But I'll let you go.
I don't agree with it. I mean, the vaccine mandate is definitely a topic that can hit home, that does hit home for me, because I was not forced, but um I work for the city. I work for the Department of Education, so we had to be vaccinated. I held out to the very last minute to get vaccinated because I'm not against vaccines, because we have been getting vaccines our whole life since we were babies and all of that. But I mean, at that point, I was a child, we were kids, we were just doing what our parents were forced to do, or, what they thought was for the betterment of us. I feel like as an adult, now that I'm able to make my own choices, I don't think that they should force anybody to do anything, especially with COVID. And it's like, all of these people get vaccinated, you still die. I know that the vaccine is not a cure, and it's not going to guarantee that you don't get COVID. They say it lessens the symptoms. I don't know. I have been blessed through the whole pandemic that I never tested positive for COVID. So I wouldn't know if I had it. I did have the sniffles a few times, so who knows? But I don't think that's right. I don't think that they should force people to do things that they don't want to do. We supposedly live in a free country, but now you're forcing us to do things. You're taking our freedom away from us. So I don't agree with it. I don't like it. I think that he should stand for what he believes in. If you don't stand for something, you fall for anything. And it's kind of messed up. And he's been standing his ground, because a lot of people, they folded because they have to do what they have to do to provide for their families. So I get it.
Right.
But I don't think it's right. This whole vaccine mandate, I really don't agree with it. The best part of the pandemic was it was no traffic and we got stimulus checks. That was the best
Right.
part. Other than
But
that, I ain't with it. I don't like it.
So who going next? Who
so
going next?
I'm gonna add one more point.
Yeah.
So I feel also with Kyrie, I think I think another issue with the NBA with him is the fact that he's been like the disgruntled employee, so to speak. Like through his career, he's always been like doing questionable things, like the whole thing when I think that the what was it, the guy that got shot, and then I forgot, I'm sorry, I forgot his name, but the last guy who got shot by cops, and then they stopped the NBA playoff game because of it. And then Kyrie was adamant about not playing because he felt a type of way. And then during the pandemic, he was supposed to be hurt, but he was out at a party, at his sister's birthday party in a club with no mask. So he's making a lot of questionable decisions. You know what I'm saying? So I think that kind of takes away from the credibility of him standing his ground with this, because they're like, oh, here he goes again. But yeah, again, I feel when it comes to this vaccine, I definitely feel him, because it's like you're playing with your life, like you're putting your life on the line all over a game. Like Candy said, some people doing it because of you gotta do what you gotta do for your family. Some people are doing it, for the sake of traveling. Everybody has their reasons for doing it and not doing it. But I feel the NBA shouldn't force him to do, you know what I'm saying, to make that decision. So
I'm a I'm gonna just go ahead and tell people what I've kind of been preaching this whole time. I'm not gonna switch up because he's an NBA player and he make millions. That's his job. I've watched millions. We watched the world get vaccinated for their job.
Right.
You sign contracts. That's Candace ain't signed no contract for her job, but she did what she had to do because it was her job. You got endorsements, you have deals You have money on the line. People put money in you. Is this really about your beliefs? Are you really standing on something here? I don't understand. The whole team damn near vaccinated.
Right.
Like this is deeper than I understand. He wants to not do that, but doctors are sitting in offices vaccinated because it's their job. You know what I'm saying? Like nurses, school teachers, his kids' teachers is probably vaccinated, but yet it's just like the coach is probably vaccinated. The person who's telling you to get vaccinated is probably vaccinated. Everybody just have to do what they have to do at this point. It's either no vaccination, no job, or it's
Right.
vaccinated and we get back to the fucking game. It really, it's not rocket science. He doesn't have to get it. He could just be on some like no, and they're gonna go, well, you owe, you're contracted. Who knows how that really might go? The world is definitely getting back to normal. There's no more shutdowns. There's nothing for really him to be like, I'm not going. I'm going home. Go home where you want. It just feel like it's just not going to work out for him in the end. It does look like a battle he's just going to lose. Honestly,
Well, all right. So you're right. I feel like it is a battle that he's going to lose because of the fact that, like, it was said by, I believe, the president of the United States that everybody who has 100 employees or more have to get vaccinated, right? They have to tell their workers their employees that they have to be vaccinated, right? So I heard about that, and coming from my side, I was like, well, my company, they act like they're above it all. Like I work for AT&T, so I'm like, they probably not gonna do it. They got too many people out here. Next thing you know, is the email come through. Boop, if you are not vaccinated by February 13th.
That's what happened to me.
I just saw the email. Like, if you're not vaccinated by February 13th, fully vaccinated by February 13th, basically it said like you better be looking for other places. Like there's an application or something you gotta write of your reason why, but it's basically saying that you're jeopardizing your job because you're not getting the vaccine. So if a job tells you that, they don't have to keep you. So that's the same thing I feel like what happened with Kyrie. Like me personally, I'm not anti-vax, but I say I felt like this was too soon. It's been like a year, so a bunch of the guinea pigs, I kind of see what happened. I'm moving in the direction where I had to say, okay, I do want to keep my job, so I'm set up to get my vaccination on Friday. So F it, pretty much.
Right.
You know what I mean? F that. Like I got to do what I got to do to keep my job, to keep my money flowing from my family. So, but it had to take me a while to really think about it because I come from a family of like people who are like we like conspiracy type of people. You know what I'm saying? Where we like, oh no, the government trying to do. Like my dad has us like that. My grandfather, he's Muslim, so he kind of and all of us where we like that. So I reached out to all my family and I was like, well, my brothers and sisters and my dad and my stepmom and my mom. My mom's vaccinated, but my other families are not. But I reached out to them just to see, like, yo, let me see what their thinking is on this. Like, yo, are any of y'all vaccinated? Like my brothers and sisters are asking. Everybody like, nope, no, white man not getting me, different type of stuff they kind of saying. I'm like, see, we all cut from that cloth of how we were raised. I said, but in my opinion, I said, listen, to me, it's like being on the streets, right? Which I'm not anymore. But like, you rather get caught with the gun than without it. Like, because I was like, I put it in a metaphor. I said, I don't want to get a COVID drive-by. You feel me? So I'm gonna just get it because it's like what's the saying? Like you will if you. I forgot what it is. You know what I mean? Like,
damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Thank you. That one right there.
And it's true. Because you have no livelihood if you don't get this vaccine, there's no livelihood. Some states are very different where they don't give a shit. But like here in New York, they care. So you can't do nothing out here without having the vaccine. And it's because we all know like it do take them years to study these vaccines and study medicine, but we also know that like the pharmaceutical industry is one of the most corrupt industries in the world. Like, you know, they make a lot of money just off of vaccines. Like it is also a numbers game. Like the more people that get this vaccine, the more money is in their pocket. So
Right.
I do think a lot of this forcing of the vaccine is numbers and money and stuff like that. I strongly feel like that. But I mean, when it definitely comes down to your livelihood, I mean, are you gonna not have a job, or are you gonna stay home? You're not gonna go out to eat, you're not gonna enjoy your family and hang out and do that. Like you can't do shit.
Yeah, I heard.
Right.
I heard because when I came up there last week, I heard it was like that where you gotta like show your card that you're vaccinated or that you don't have. You know, you have that a negative COVID test and all that. It's not as strong like that. It's not like that at all in North Carolina, but I can see it going that way for a lot of people because of what the jobs are doing. So once the jobs start doing it, then the businesses that like the clubs and the anything that you go to, the restaurants, they're going to start doing that. You know what I'm saying? They're going to start making it necessary for you to pull up. And it's like when you show your ID, you got to show that card. And this is the next step I tell people that's coming, and they don't think it is, but it's coming. Where like on the new IDs, you know how now you need that star on your joint to fly.
Yeah, the real ID.
The real ID, right?
Now that real ID is going to change to something else where they're going to be introducing where it says like, you know, you're updated on your COVID test, and when you're COVID vaccine,
right?
And it's going to show when your COVID vaccine is like your next time when it ends, like when it expires for you to get it again. Or
to get the booster.
I'm trying to tell you, it's coming.
And now they have it to where I saw that they're gonna allow. So like, you know, if you got the Pfizer, because now all of these different companies, they're having the booster. So like Johnson and Johnson, I believe they went to the FDA to get their booster approved. Pfizer's booster was already approved, and they were saying like, oh, if you have the Pfizer vaccine, it's okay to get the Moderna booster. So now you can mix. If you had Johnson and Johnson, you could get Pfizer. If you have Moderna, you can get Johnson and Johnson booster. So it's gonna be within the next, like I think 6 months to a year, it's gonna get real because they're gonna put it to where we might have to get boosters like every 6 months to a year.
Right. So so the last thing about Kyrie, like the only thing about him is the fact that New York is the only one that really mandates the vaccine. So he can, if he gets traded, goes to another team, he wouldn't have to worry about it. Now to touch base on what y'all are saying, like I think I might be the only person on the cast who actually did have COVID and went through it. And you know, my job is another one. Like they're not mandating it, but they're like taking things away or trying to push you to doing it. Like so, for my job, for instance, starting October 1st, if you're not fully vaccinated, they're taking $200 in healthcare.
200.
200 a month, yeah, in healthcare. So and then if you're not vaccinated, I mean, then outside of that, if you do get COVID, they're not paying for your hospital stay, nor are you wage protected anymore. So they're kind of like pushing it. And then the thing that sucks about it is, like you said, Candy, if you don't get the vaccine and you're like you want to be a rebel and your job comes and you're like, yo, you know what, I'm good, I'm standing behind my belief, and you actually lose your job because you don't get vaccinated, you can't pretty much get a job anywhere because you can't get unemployment, nor can you probably get another job anywhere because a lot of jobs are requiring you to be vaccinated to even work for them. Because like even my job, like the people who's been there for a while, they're not forcing it yet, but the people that's new that comes on, they have to be fully vaccinated before they can apply. Right. So it's like you said, Jamal, you damn if you damn if you don't. So I mean, I'm gonna hold off as long as possible. Now, if my job does force it, I guess I would have no choice.
Yours is coming. You work for Delta, you said, right?
Yeah.
Nah, yours. If mine came, yours is definitely coming. You gonna see that?
Well,
I mean,
I know.
anyway, with DOE, it's the same. Like if you didn't get it by first, it was September 13th, and then they was going to court back and forth because originally it was supposed to be you either get vaccinated or you get tested weekly. I was with the weekly testing, and then they curved it, and then they brought it back with the weekly, and then they just curved it indefinitely. And they were just like, if you're not fully vaccinated or at least have one dose by I think it was October 1st, they were putting you on leave. So you get a leave for a year, but it's unpaid leave. So your job is they're still holding your position. So they're giving you a year to figure it out. And then once that year mark comes, so I guess that would have been like October 1st to the next October 1st. If you're not vaccinated, you lose your job indefinitely. I mean, if you're not
may I ask why people are so gun ho? Why can I ask y'all why y'all so gun ho on not being vaccinated? And I'm only asking because it's like the end result is still like it results into y'all getting vaccinated. I mean, I got vaccinated very early before the mandation, before all of that, because I seen what's going on now. When I got vaccinated, they said this was gonna happen.
So
I looked at it like I didn't want to lose my livelihood. I wanted to be outside. I wanted to be able to, when I'm ready to go back to work, my job, I know they was gonna ask for it. I seen this coming. So I wanted to, go like before that wave of being vaccinated. I would just wanted to get it out the way. I didn't want to wait because
I explained you mine. Mine is
conspiracy theory.
Mine is more based.
Mine is just the forcing. I don't like that. I didn't like that. It was just you got to do.
Why are you pushing it? Why are you pushing it?
I didn't like the push, and I also just felt like it was so fast. Like we all know, medicine is studied for a very long time before things are even like mandated. So I mean, I personally just wish that like it could have been studied a little bit more so that we can see the effects that it has on a person's body. Because I mean, regardless. If you're allergic to something or, it's going to affect you no matter what.
Perfect example of that, right, is this. How, right, the place that they say it came from, right, they shut down everything moving. Everything. You can't go nowhere. When we say you ain't going nowhere, you ain't going nowhere. They do that. Next thing you know, they cases is like 3 here.
Minimal, right?
Right? We as America feel like you can't shut nothing down because all money is going to stop.
Right.
So then they not do that, but they want us still to go out and live and keep these cases high. But ain't nobody want to say shut everything down. Nothing moves.
They waited till they reached the peak to like no return.
Right. You have until this time to get all your food, get whatever you need. We are going to be shut down for the next 2 weeks to see what it does. And when they had all of us come inside, as so they say, for those 2 months in the beginning, it still ain't do nothing because people were still doing whatever they want. Because this is America, land of the free. So everybody just still want to do it. So it's still spreading. You know what I mean? But in China or somewhere else, when they say stay, ain't nobody going nowhere.
So right. So for me, honestly, my belief is this. It's the uncertainty for me and the back and forth. Like 1 minute they'll hit you with the, oh well, if you get the vaccine, you can't catch COVID. Oh well, you can catch COVID, you just can't spread it. Or what I'm saying? So every other week it was something new. That's like buying a car from a used salesman. Like, all right, well, you get this car, it's gonna work. Well, it should work. You know what I'm saying? You may have to get gas every 2 weeks. Well, maybe not every 2 weeks, maybe once a week. And so it's like, it's just too much uncertainty. Like nothing is set in concrete. And like I said, every week, every other day is something new with this vaccine. And it's like, okay, if this vaccine is supposed to, what is like, if it doesn't stop you from catching COVID. You know what I'm saying? Colin Powell just died from COVID when he was fully vaccinated. So it doesn't stop anything. It's just a Band-Aid to say, okay, well, I got the vaccine, but it's not proven to stop anything.
But they never said it stopped it.
Right.
Listen,
but again, so
it's just to lessen the symptoms. Everybody knows that.
It kind of did. It kind of did at one point.
It was misconception. Yeah. And then it said it, but then it was cleared up.
So let me tell you why I say it was kind of sad. And then there's people out here that are still moving like the kind of sad. And I can say that because I go into customers' house every day, right? And you have some that still wear their mask and be like, yeah, I'm fully vaccinated, but I still wear my mask. That's the right way to do it, right? But then there are I can say if I go to 5 houses out of the day and all of them are vaccinated, right? 4 out of the houses that I go to,
I gotta leave and log in on my
this.
phone because my laptop is dying.
Okay.
All right.
Four out of those 5 people say this. They say, oh, you don't have to wear your mask if you don't want to. I'm vaccinated. So obviously, if they said it like that, that means that I'm protected. I can't get it. You can't get it from me. No, bro. Yeah, yes, I can. That doesn't matter. I say, and I just explained it to him like this. I throw it on the back of AT&T. No, you know, we still have to wear our masks when I come into the house, and I'm not vaccinated. So, you know, I'm keeping you guys safe while keeping myself. But you know, it's all it's if you have people that are vaccinated that still wear their masks and still live like, you know, knowing what the vaccine is about, then I think it would not spread as much. But there's people out here the same way there's people out here that's not vaccinated saying, oh, you vaccinated, you ain't wearing a mask? Well, I ain't wearing mine neither.
Right.
I'm gonna wear mine neither then. I'm vaccinated too. I could just say it.
All right. So Stephen Maurice says you can't say it doesn't stop anything.
Correct.
We honestly, it really is in the beginning phases. We can sum this up. It's in the beginning phases. I guess it really is one of those we're just gonna have to see.
Right.
That's the
It
getting
really is
part.
just
That's
one
why
of
I be
those.
like, yo, I don't
I
know.
do feel like 3 of us on this out of 4 never caught COVID. And we've been in high populated areas. I could speak for me and Candace. We've been in very high populated areas to where, you know, I'm gonna just tell people just take care of yourself. Constantly get
Right.
tested, regardless of you vaccinated or not.
Regardless,
Honestly, it's getting cold. Take your vitamins. This is vitamin C season,
The best
regardless.
your body can fight it the best. Like, you know, you got to build your immunity because at
Yeah.
this point, COVID can be a cold, it could be the flu, it could be pneumonia. It's all
Even
the
the
same.
symptoms had changed over the past 2 years. The symptoms changed. Like
I lost family members behind this, man, and it's not just it's the fact that this is why I feel like I didn't want to get the shot because it's a catch-22. It's like if you don't get it and you catch it, COVID will attack your body in a way where it will find the things that is wrong with you and take advantage of that, right? And then if you get the shot, you still could catch COVID, but it's supposed to be lesser symptoms. But then at an older age, lesser symptoms can mean a lot for a person at an older age. So it's kind of like the new version of what AIDS is, except for it doesn't need to be attracted through sexual having sex. It's more so like, yo, I could go to my grandmother's house and I just carried it over there, and she might be on a breathing machine, and it's like she could catch it and it will attack her body in a way where if she was just 5 years younger, it wouldn't have did that to her.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's another. That's why I look into the whole government thing, because it's survival of the fittest now. They try to figure out another thing. This is why I think the way I do, because they try to figure out another thing to get rid of people because they feeling like it's too many people on this earth. So we're gonna do this. But like I said, we could do this. We could talk about this forever and forever.
Right.
We're gonna go to the next topic. The feds could be watching on the CDC.
Right.
Let's see. Oh, I guess we could talk about exes. You know, I always wanted to know when it comes to exes, the ex. I'm gonna say the ex because it don't be exes with an S. Like I never seen a bunch of exes linger around. I'm gonna say the ex. You know, like how should that go once you have an ex? You know what I'm saying? Like what really happens after the ex? I've seen people move on into relationships. The ex is still there on some, hey, how you doing? Hey, are y'all really friends? can you really call your ex and he's comfortable and cool with you moving on, or she's comfortable and cool with you moving on, and be like, hey, bro or sis, like, I need help moving. Are they really your fucking friend? Are they about to come move your couch down 7 flights of stairs and into the moving truck and into the new crib? Are they really doing all that knowing your ass done moved on? Like, I never understood the point of why do we keep our exes around? Like, how do y'all feel about the ex that do weird staying around, lingering around things? Like, they're still around. Like,
I don't have that
Wow.
issue.
I mean, we're not sorry.
Well, we know you
If you
don't.
did, that would be crazy. Like,
Nah, but listen,
Right, yeah, at
listen.
this point, right.
I'll go first just so I can get myself out the way. But
please.
my ex, right? She's married now, but my ex, I never had that issue with her. She was never like that. She is a good person. It was early on when we was younger anyway. The only time that she was around, but she wasn't like a lingering. I think this might be you, Jay. You got crazy exes?
I don't have crazy exes, but I do have. I've been in both scenarios, and like I said, once you finish your thought, I'll go into
My exes. All right, so
my story.
Lingering ex. He got the lingering ex.
yeah, he got the
Still
my
around.
ex. My ex is my friend. I see her from afar. We used to work together. It was one point where it was me. The job that I worked at, it was me. My ex worked there, and then my wife. I got my wife a job there too. But they met each other. You know, it was never no issue. And I think it was that way because I was wrong in the ending of our relationship. I probably was more wrong than she was. So there was never no lingering of anything. I never lingered around her. She never lingered around me. So the shit just it was what it was. That's mine.
Okay,
Um,
Candy, you want to go?
I think that it situational sometimes. Like, for one, like if you had an ex where you had a they were your ex from like years and years ago, I wouldn't say y'all are friends, but maybe like if you speak occasionally, if it's someone's birthday and they hit you up and say happy birthday, or if like someone passes and they hit you up and send their condolences and stuff like that. I mean, I don't see an issue with that. I do see an issue with the lingering and still wanting to hit you up and talk. I think some people have that thought in their mind that this ain't gonna last. So if they keep themselves a little bit relevant,
Mm,
if your situation ends on this side, maybe they could, swindle their way back in. Um,
Swindle.
those situations definitely happen.
of
Definitely.
Um,
course.
I think that it also is situational because it could be like a baby daddy or a baby mother. So you have no choice but to stay in contact. So that, that's situational. I don't think that it's necessarily okay or it's necessary for you to be in contact with your ex. I think that if your relationship that you're in, if your partner don't give a fuck and they feel like they're solidified and secure in their spot and they don't care if like you may occasionally talk to your ex or whatever, then I mean that's what works for your relationship. Some people be friends with their exes. Like I know people that's friends with their exes. I don't know
Facts.
how they that, to each
I
his
am.
own.
I
To each
mean,
his
yours
own.
is probably so long ago. Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
mine is so long ago, but even at the
And
time when
so
I was telling you about, that was we were yeah, it still was long ago because we was like me and Bernita was like 8 years
yeah, I
old.
see you and your wife with the young face. I'm like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That had
we've
to
been.
been way so long ago. Like, it's like
I broke up
what
with
is
my
that?
ex in like 03, 04, and then I got with her. I got with Bernita in like 05, 06.
Mm.
Okay.
I mean, my advice to that whole situation is like, you know, I don't advise it at my age. If you have an ex, it should just be an ex. It shouldn't be no hard feelings, no love lost. It shouldn't even be drama. But I see a lot of exes linger around. Weird. They just linger around. They stick around. Like Candace said, they like, yeah, that shit ain't gonna work out. You
Y'all
know,
got
right,
these new
it
exes.
shouldn't gonna work out.
Y'all got
I
these
do feel like the
2020
baby
Yeah.
fathers,
but
and I do feel like the baby fathers and the baby mothers. I just feel like it really should be boundaries set because y'all do have to work together as parents and co-parent while y'all coexist in probably newer relationships that should probably work out and bring these new babies that probably gonna come about. I feel like it's a respect and a boundary thing that should be put into play. And but it shouldn't be no feelings. I always say if if your baby moms or your baby father got some type of weird ass feelings, check it. Because I feel like it could hinder you or slow you down or you know, it'd be so weird with those two because the ones who probably had the weird ass feelings probably jumps the broom before your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it'd be
Right.
right,
really weird. I've seen it, like, and I'm like, that was weird, like this baby girl moved on real quick. Like, okay, like, but I just seen people be in their feelings, and I'm starting to think it don't even be feelings anymore. People, it's all about control. Don't let nobody control nothing.
Correct.
Even your
right,
space, your time. Sometimes exes is just the fuck that a goddamn
right.
ex. You ain't
All
even got
right,
to respond back
so
to the hellos every day. Yeah,
right. All right, so Nikki says, shaking my head. She said, at
Hey,
some
Nikki.
point, I think it's time to move on.
yeah.
And she said it becomes overwhelming sometimes, which is
Mm.
true. All right, I've been in a relationship where my girl at the time was in contact with her ex, a couple exes actually, and I was completely against it. We argued about it a couple times. Um, but then I got to a point I'm like, you know what? I'm secure in my spot. I trust you, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But looking back on it now, would I have if I can go back and change it? Absolutely, because I feel like I don't keep in contact with none of my exes. You know what I'm saying? Like once we break up, you know what I'm saying? Like either the phone number change or whatever like that. And once I moved on and I'm dealing with somebody, I'm giving that person my full attention. Um, so yes, I don't really do the ex, but then at the same time, I've been a person where my ex reached out to me and she, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, for a while it was cool, but I just got to a point I'm like, you know what? You're in a full relationship now. You got a whole lot going on for yourself. You're sneaking to call me, so it's not like you're calling me or out of comfort. You're calling me out of you know what I'm saying out of convenience or when you have time. So yeah, just do you focus on you and you know what I'm saying let's just keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I just felt like you know what I'm saying when because at the same time I feel like when you're trying to date somebody else or trying to get into a new situation and your ex is still lingering, like you know what I'm saying either whether it's feelings or not, it doesn't it's not a good look because then you know what I'm saying the new person is coming in is always gonna look at it like yo why is she still around or why he's still around. You know what I'm saying? Oh, y'all still got something going. Y'all think y'all slick. You ain't low. You know, or they'll look at you as be trying to be sneaky. You know what I'm saying? Um, so that's why I personally feel that now if y'all both single, then I mean, why not converse and chill and whatever like that, whatever y'all do. But once y'all start moving in different directions and starting dating and in relationships, then I think that's when the whole communicating and whatever should stop.
Yo, I'm sending y'all healing energy, bro. Like I know it's wild dating in 2021, man. Like I
Man,
think
I give up on dating. I'm not gonna lie to
I
you.
think technology and the way the music has flipped has changed the relationship view and and how we view each other in a way where it's kind of ripping us apart, bro. Like so that's why my foundation of my relationship is built off of, the Chocolate Factory, albums like that. You feel me? But these new albums now, they like,
Right? Yeah.
the way the words is worded on them albums and what it's saying to how to be like and how to treat women or how to treat men. Um, it's like segregation almost. You know what I'm saying? It's pulling y'all
Yeah.
apart. There's no unity. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to I talk to a lot of people and I ask them like, yo, what you feel like the hardest thing to do in the dating world? Because your exes, in my opinion, shouldn't be too wild like this. Even at the age that we at, I'm 36. So if I'm 36 and then I'm dating in 2021, the way people mindset is, if they listening to the music and how the world is going, they be built off of that. You know what I'm saying? Everything's built. Oh, I could get this myself. I could do this myself.
Then
What happened to the independent? What you say, Candy?
I said it can be a big influence.
Correct. So that's why it's like, what happened to that independent woman or that independent man that when they get together, it's like your formula changes, your chemistry should change in a way where it's like, oh, okay, he's the man of the house. I've been taking care of mine by myself this whole time, but you know what? I'm gonna take 2 steps back, let him control everything, or at least even think he's controlling everything. Because I tell everybody, when my friends ask me to go out places, you know, I control my own situation, but at the same time, I always be like, yo, let me talk to the boss. I gotta talk to the boss lady. Because I'm gonna talk to her.
Y'all are equally yoked, and a lot of relationships are not equally yoked anymore. People don't mesh. Everyone is the self, and you know, people have a problem with that word control. Like they feel like, you know, oh, you're asking permission and controls you, or your girl controls you, and it's like, no, I just have respect for my relationship. So
I
with
agree.
you,
Yeah.
y'all are equally yoked. I mean, for one, y'all are married, so that goes without saying. But just people that are just boyfriend, girlfriend, fiancés, you know, stuff like that. Like, it's certain things that you just don't do anymore in a relationship. Like, you know, you're not going out shaking your ass and dancing and with niggas and all of that anymore because you're in a relationship. I could go out with my friends and just be on some chill mode because I respect my relationship. Some people may look at it like, oh, your man controls you and da 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 da. It's just like, no, I just respect our relationship. So
Right.
that being equally yoked and all of that, that's definitely important. And when you do have your exes lingering around, it can cloud your judgment. That's very possible for it to cloud your judgment.
Hmm.
So, you know, just going back to the topic at hand, I don't agree with the exes thing.
Yeah,
So
at
I
my
mean,
age, I don't really agree with. I feel like the 30 plus, you gotta let that go.
Right.
It's going to be a lot of less marriages around here, but I've
Right.
noticed that your ex relationship is starting to outweigh you. That nigga being an ex is outweighing the time y'all was together now. That's the sad reality of it. Y'all motherfuckers been fake friends longer than the
see,
relationship I done had. That shit is sad. Just say, you know, that I know him. I know her. I wouldn't even call that my fucking ex because now at this point, how long ago was you the ex? How long have I been
right,
single? How long have I been with someone else? How long have I was out here dating when I was actually with your ass versus me being with you? I've seen exes just stand by and linger and they act like, oh, it be the miscommunications of the Texas to me. Like when you single, it was like, you know, so crazy. We used to have good times together. Nah, bitch, I remember all the bad. The fuck you talking about? I
but
remember
that,
why I
right,
left your ass. Now that you said that shit, like
right,
you just made
right.
me remember.
Hey,
Like you
listen,
put my
that's
foot back.
that's
That
why
Like
the relationship ended because of the fact that the bad outweighed the good.
Outweigh good, right?
and this
right.
is what
Because
I'm trying to say. I was like, when I hear about ex, and don't get me wrong, I was a victim of that. I kept my exes around. My ex still texts me to this day. I don't know how many times I ignored that text, the blocking, you know, you block. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, why are we still talking? I don't understand. And don't get me wrong, I'm single. You know what I'm saying? I'm single. Like, I don't even want the negative energy. You know what I'm saying? I don't even feel like I gotta heal. I healed from the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see the point of that person hitting me up. I don't see the point of me responding back. I guess he see a point. I don't see the point. I realize some people are scared to like move on, but I also seen in a lot of situations them be the same people building a whole life somewhere the fuck else, but they keeping your ass
I
stagnated
know.
or keeping you in a weird place, and it's not okay. Like
Right.
you should be all right to be like, yeah, I went on a date last night, but what up with you? You know what I mean? Like they don't
Honestly,
want to hear no shit like that.
of course not. Because I ain't gonna lie, like I know for a fact my ex, you know what I'm saying, before she got into her relationship, I know for a fact she kept me as a fallback or just in case guy. You know what I'm saying? While she dated and seeing what else out there, and if that didn't, then if I can pretty much guarantee that she would still be here to this day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I cut off all
But
communications. I'm not doing it. I'm
Because
I'm 30 plus.
life. They're truly unhappy, and even when like they communicating with you half the time, and then all of a sudden they move on. Like now they're in this miraculous, great relationship. No, you just moved on because you're building this relationship based on what you still want over here. People be
Exactly.
real happy.
Yeah. Or it be the for me, the new one is the exes moved on. The exes done bought houses with they new people. The exes done probably had babies with they new people. And as soon as something is not right over there, yo, I think I might move back to New York. Why, bitch? Why? What happened over there? What's going on? What the fuck is going on over there that you want to move back to New York? But then here it goes. 3 days later, guess who's ghost again? Guess who's on Instagram posting, I love my wife. Happy life, happy wife. Why happy wife, happy life. Oh, roses just because it's a Tuesday. No, bitch, don't fucking
I
text
hate
this
that
phone
saying,
no
but
more. Don't text this damn phone no more. It be weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I tell people, don't get too caught up in it. Or once they get what they want from you, even if it's just energy, it ain't even got to be nothing physical or financial. It could be a goddamn time. Time is precious around here. It's COVID. It's getting
That's
cold.
what they
That shit thrive.
want.
Time is precious.
time is one of the only things you don't get back.
At all. You
get
can't buy
your
it back.
time.
You can't do shit. Like that shit is the
That's
most precious thing ever in the
they want.
world.
They want to be able. They want to see if they still got it or if they still could get you like that. That'd be what
Sad.
it is.
Yo, I have a saying, right? And this is just period. Has nothing to do with anybody, but a woman is gonna be a woman, a man is gonna be a man. So that's pretty much it.
I just want to throw it out there.
And
Healing power for everybody. But I do wish the 30 plus club stop making that a regular thing. I do wish that the 30 plus club cut your exes off. If it was me, don't y'all think it would have been? Don't y'all think it would have happened? Don't y'all think y'all would have been blissfully happy and married the fuck off? I'm speaking for self. I just want people to be happy and the rest of the way. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the older generation is not going to tell you that. Because Miss Tracy ass is probably still talking to the nigga she knew since 87. You know, like, she's not going to tell you that. Because that generation don't know shit about cutting anybody off. My mom is going to curse me out. I know she is because she watches the show. That's Tracy ass. At the end of the day, don't be like them. They don't know how to cut people off. They don't know how to be like, oh, and you ever heard them? Oh, I knew him since such and such, and I knew him since, bitch, he wasn't shit then, and he probably ain't shit now. So they not gonna tell you what I'm telling you. They not gonna tell you to, cut them off. I'm gonna tell you, cut them motherfuckers off. Move on.
but
They still gonna be around lingering.
people only do what you allow them to do. So I mean, like your ex can hit you up one time and then two times. Why is it a third and fourth and fifth and sixth? Or why, because it's being allowed. Like if you
It's
don't
being
shut it down,
allowed, true.
don't.
But even after you set that foundation, I've seen so much persistence with some people. It's actually sad. Like, where was that energy when we was together? Where was that? It was that fucking energy. Like,
Because
what?
nobody wants to move on and be happy without them. That's just what it really be.
It really be like that. That should be the saddest shit. But I'm gonna tell y'all, move the fuck on. Like, cause it ain't no room for that. You can't get your time back.
Time is everything.
Please, nigga. Like, bye. That's it. Next topic, y'all.
And now that you said that, I know Jamal, you got your topic, but one of my topics is gonna change. So
go ahead. You next. It's on you.
You next, nigga.
I thought, okay. Well, then since I'm just gonna change the whole thing to save that one for another show.
Yeah, let's go.
The whole exes thing. So now I could piggyback off of what CC's topic was. Do you think social media ruins relationships?
Wasn't that a show before?
Yo, who going first on this? Candy, matter of fact, you go first, I'll go after you, and then we go from there.
All right.
We could just keep going like this. Yeah, sorry.
Say it like a circle.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did that wrong, right? It's this way.
Me too.
Throw that ass in a circle. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it's that way. It's that way.
It could
Yeah, I
be
won't be doing that.
like when
No, I had to, they say throw it in a circle. I had to go which way the
or
circle started.
Oh, okay,
Which way
okay,
do I
got you,
start
got
my
you, got you.
dealer
circle?
to the
Like,
left. So left to the dealer. So I just dealt the cards.
right.
So now
Okay.
left
She was
to the
in
dealer.
jail. She played spades. That's some jail.
Mhm.
It was a jail or a group home. Like, which one was it?
It was jail. It was jail. I
It was
just came home.
jail. It's crazy. Go on.
Go ahead.
But I think social. I think sometimes hell yeah, because people be insecure. And
Preach, Pastor Candace.
I think that like social media has first of all, so growing up, we ain't really have social media. We had to go outside and meet our friends, see who on the
What?
block.
Nah. We had MySpace.
All right, but
That's later in the game, though.
I'm like, wait, who didn't have
when
what?
did we have let's be realistic. Growing up, half of us, I'm not gonna speak for everybody, but a lot of people didn't have cell phones until they had sidekicks. Because we
Okay.
are all around the same age group. My first cell phone was a Nextel, granted. There was no social media on Nextel. It was only the chirp.
Right. Exactly.
My sidekick. When I had my sidekick is when I started doing MySpace. I didn't really jump on MySpace until I was like in high school, like what, 11th grade or something like that. So prior to that, what social media did we have? All we had was hanging out with our friends
And we had
outside on the.
AIM.
I
Nah, we
mean,
had
we
what?
had name also comes from the sidekick. So boom, let's be realistic. Right now, you could take your phone outside and be on Facebook and chilling outside. When we was on AIM, you couldn't take your computer outside. So
Which is
you
true.
were outside all day, and then you
Right.
came in the street lights came on and you jumped on AIM. So now
Right.
social media is like so predominant. Everybody has some form of social media, whether you're on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever your social media platform, Twitter, whatever your preference is. I feel like social media, it either could make or break your relationship, because it's either you're going to be strong enough to know that like this is my person, they look good, they're probably going to get DMs, or they're probably going to get this, they're probably going to get that, whatever. And then you have the people that are insecure and they can't take it. Like, I've dealt with that in a relationship, to where my social media, it may be jinking in a sense, and they can't take it. So they feel like every like you get or every comment you get, you fucking them, or they like you, or you doing
So
this, so you're doing. It's
right.
like that's annoying, and it's like no. So now it
All right.
comes to the sense: do I need to delete my social media to make you feel comfortable in our relationship?
I hold on. So Jamar, before you get to your point, let me ask you a question, Candy. How many arguments did you get into about your top five on MySpace?
With my friends, I got into a few arguments, because it's like if you in the top five,
Right.
it was a problem. And then if
Exactly.
you argue, you could be in the top five, but then it's like the order that I
Right.
placed you in the top five.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're
As,
not one or two, why I'm number three, why I'm number four. So yeah, the friendship, that 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 the whole them days was very funny and interesting. Like, but like with media, it's like people will put hard eyes under your picture. I remember
right.
being in a prior relationship, and like I post a picture on Facebook or whatever, Instagram, and niggas would put hard eyes, and then like my ex would feel the need to like respond to them. That's my
Wait, was
girl.
he was your
Uh,
boyfriend at the
and
time?
it's like, my nigga,
He was your boyfriend at the time?
you want a Mercedes Benz, or do you want a hoop ride? Because it you got a Benz, like you got a Beamer, Benz, a Bentley.
Let me ask
Obviously, it
you,
looks
how
good.
old was he?
Everybody knows that.
How old was he
We
at
were
the
the
time?
same age.
How
We
old
were
was
in
he
at the time,
or
our
y'all?
late
How
20s,
old were y'all?
in our late 20s.
Okay.
So I mean, like at that point, like we've dated other people before and stuff like that, and it's just, I feel like if you date a girl that look good, or you date a nigga that look good, that comes with the territory. So
Correct.
you
Right.
cannot be upset that your girl or your man is getting attention on a social media platform. If that's the case, you need to date a bitch or a nigga that is whack, that is a bum, or don't dress nice, or don't have nothing going for themselves,
Yeah,
because
even they get love too.
they're always gonna get attention. And I feel like that is where the relationship kind of goes sour when it comes to social media. In some cases, some people are stronger than others. Some people are secure, like, yeah, these niggas is throwing my girl hard eyes, or these bitches is throwing my nigga hard eyes. Like, it is what it is. I don't care.
I'm
So
that one. Like, okay, get
can,
my fault, Jamal.
all right, I'll just tell mine real quick. So like when it comes to it, right? Social media has never done anything to me and my wife's relationship. Um, the simple fact because you cannot take social media literally. You really can't. Like I see all the memes, I see all the blah blah blah, whatever the case may be, of people. Hey dog, how you doing?
Right?
Um
You on the show?
of yeah, she want to be on the show. Of people just like talking about how, oh, why she put these heart eyes under your picture, and why this and why that, and it's like, yo, y'all really get mad over that? That's why that's toxic to me. That's what I start figuring out was toxic. Like that's part of a toxic relationship when you do stuff like that, because like in my relationship that doesn't matter. If I see my wife, all right, so I remember I did that and my wife was like, I was like, we talked about it. It was like, do you get mad over stuff like that if I did something like that? She was like, no. She's like, why would I? She's like, all you're doing, right? I was like, I guess her knowing me. She's like, all you're doing is you're showing love, you're giving support to somebody. You're a man, you're gonna think another woman is beautiful. You're not, and from my perspective, you're not trying to holler at them unless stuff goes a little too far. And then that stuff, she's the type of person that thinks, and me too, is what's done in the dark is gonna come to the light anyway. So like when it happens, and then we're all about energy too. So like I will be able to tell if her energy was off. And I think she'll be able to tell
Hmm.
mine because we notice patterns. You can notice patterns in people. And when you see that somebody's pattern has changed, that's when questions start coming. That's when your questions should start coming up. It's like, dang, why now? Like you wasn't like before you had late, you working late now. That's when you start questioning, like stuff like that. So we notice patterns in people's lives, no matter if it's family members or relationships or whatever. You can notice patterns like that, right? So those
So
little
you gonna
things.
go hard out female's picture?
Say it again.
I said, so you would leave heart eyes under another female's picture?
Not necessarily because
Cause I'm
yeah,
gonna kill my
I
nigga
say
under
I
another
say
picture.
this. I say I wouldn't do that. Like I wouldn't leave it under the picture because then everybody kind of could see that. But personally, like say I'm on her story, I might go, the one with the heart eyes. Isn't that the one with the heart eyes? That shit means
Cut
nothing to
it
me.
out. You know that's not the one with. Why would you do that? Like, just put a
Yeah.
regular heart, not the hard eyes. Like,
You
just
throw the fire,
Don't heart.
you know the hard eyes that just pop
just
up
to,
like
just
this?
to check. I don't know that the.
Nah. Nah, I don't that doesn't bother me because, and it doesn't bother my relationship because like it's social media, dude. Like
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way.
I
Yeah,
wasn't
I'm
getting
the same
I
way. I'm
I
not. I'm not stressing no social media. I think the only time I ever stressed social media when energy was applied, and when I say energy was applied and pressure, it was the make the fake email, to make the fake page, to come tell me about my nigga. It was that shit that pissed me the fuck off. Like that's the only time I ever really went off for social media. Like why
do
is
you think
girls? It's the energy for me. Why is she going so hard to tell me about you and what y'all was doing last night? Even though we both know you was here, like that's crazy. Like you didn't go nowhere all day. It's just the fact that it would be weird, or maybe he was over there one of them days. I don't
I got a
fucking know.
question.
It'd be the
I got a
energy.
question for y'all to go along with this, CC. Um, do you think it's because like a lot of relationships, whether they're good or bad, whether they work or they don't, they're kind of built off of social media now. Is that because
Yeah,
I
you could
think
say
that's
a
why
lot of relationships is definitely built off of social media. People are literally basing their relationships on social media, what they see. Honestly, the
empowering that you're gonna
lifestyle
be
is
them and all that.
literally on social media. Then you got the other people, that be like, them bitches is faking it for social media. Like, they are not like that in real life. I've been around them, like, I know who they are. You could tell this shit is just as fake as it. I mean, it could really go two ways. But
See,
do I
gotta
feel
meet
like
people in real
social
life.
media ruin relationships? I feel like social media that ruin relationship. I think that's for the weak. You got to be strong, know your bitch, know your man, secure within yourself. Like, or it will tear you apart. Social. I mean, shit. One of my baby fathers he gonna quote this same shit probably 3 weeks from now because I know he watches the show. It's sad. He gonna be like, "Oh, you was talking about me." No, I'm just saying in general, niggas will really think social media is people lives or it's really happening because you put some hard eyes under a nigga post. You fuck that nigga, or you love that nigga, or you not even that you love the pic, you love that nigga. Like, it's weird out here. Like, it's getting dragged. Social media is made to be social. You are made to socialize on social media. That's what it's really for. You are made to mingle, socialize, meet, greet, network. It's really a social network. You could do
But
whatever
I
you want.
think that relationships do be based off of it too. I agree with that because I know, like, some people they'll see like you and your wife, y'all are married. Let's say you posting a lot, y'all are happily married and stuff like that. Then you'll have somebody like, let's say like I'm following you, I'm looking, I'm in a relationship, and I'm like, oh my God, like their relationship goals. And it's like, now it's like you base your relationship off of what this person got going on. So now it's like you're wishing, like you're living like vicariously through the next person's relationship. That shit happens a lot too with some
Of
people.
course. Right.
Crazy.
Before you go, Jay, I just want to say the only time social media has influenced my relationship for the worst was two ways. When I fell trap to the whole WCW MCM, and I actually went to my wife, seeing everybody posting their booze and stuff. I went to my wife and was like, "Hey, yo, you know you don't never post me as MCM, yo." I'll never get an MCM. She's like, "What you need that for?" I'm like, "Cause I need it." And I'm like, "I don't ever see you don't post me." And she like, you don't need that, but I'll do it, And she did it one day, and I was like, I ain't really need this shit. Like, what did And then the second one was just like, I don't know, really kind of seeing, like you said, seeing other people's relationship, and then like saying like, why we don't ever do this or do that, because you base your life off of theirs. So that's the only time I fell a victim to that.
All right. So hold on. So, all right, Miss Juanita says you have to be very careful with social media, which is very true. Uh, did I read this one? Maturity level of all parties involved determines a lot in dealing with exes. My
That's
bad,
my
Steven.
guy. Shout out,
All right.
Steven.
So here's my thing. I feel like it could ruin a relationship, but like like C said, it depends on the two parties. Um, and also there's levels to it. Like, I mean, granted, if you're in a full relationship, right, there should be no reason for you to put heart eyes or those kind of emojis on certain posts. Now you can love a pic, you can love it because that's something different. But when you do hard eyes and stuff like that, that's like, okay, now you're reaching. Now you're trying to like low shoot your shot low, on the low. You know what I'm saying? And if it doesn't work, I personally feel that way because again, if for instance, if if I'm looking at you, right? Me, like, boom, your wife posts a pic. Let's say if I was following your wife on social media, and she posts a pic or whatever like that, or let's say, boom, she posts her in a workout gear, and she posts, I post baby pic. Look at me, I'm getting my body back, right? And I throw hard eyes in there, like, oh snap. You can be like, yo, what the? Wait a
I ain't gonna
minute,
feel
time out.
Jay, look at me. I ain't gonna feel no type of way. All I'm gonna say is, baby, you got your sauce. You get that's the
Well,
same
like, well,
advantage.
well,
Listen, hold on,
but
That's
real
a
quick.
secure man comment. That's a secure
Right, that's what
man
I'm saying.
comment.
My spot, bro. This is my spot. Can't no man take this spot. That's how I
Right,
feel
that's
at that
right.
time. So listen, real quick, because you said something about this. I just want to say this because this is what I was going to say earlier. When it comes to it, bro, if social media was not around, this is what I say that's similar to that. If we walking in Walmart and my wife, who has a nice package, if she's walking and a dude walk past and he turn around to look and I turn around look at him, I just be like, Joey, right? I'm secure, bro. He wanted the rubberneck to see what was behind her for a reason. But at the end of the day, guess who going home with her? Me, man. That's why social media
Right.
cannot affect me.
No, right, and I agree. You know what I'm saying? Because I've done that. I've been in stores where I with where you know what I'm saying, a girl I'm dating, and niggas, I see niggas looking at her, and I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, or if I see her get dressed, I'm like, oh yeah, niggas gonna be all on you. I already know they're gonna be all, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna be like hounding you. But I don't. But like I said, I'm secure with that. I don't mind that. But the point I'm trying to make is, I'm not saying, see, you're secure. You know what I'm saying? You know that nobody can take your spot, and that's cool. But at the same time, it's just the little, you know what I'm saying, the little jab or the little way of shooting your shot for me. You know what I'm saying?
To me,
Like I
it's
said, I
not.
feel like I said, no, right. So it's not gonna ruin your relationship, but in some relationships, some people can't handle that. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna front. Like I've been in a situation where, you know what I'm saying, me and my ex, we was going through it, and you know what I'm saying, I think we was beefing for about something. I forgot what it was, and she posted a quote that directly hit or directly pinpointed exactly what we were going through. And I immediately went to her like, yo, what the hell what are you trying to say? Like, why are you putting this on social media? She's like, what are you talking about? This is the quote. Nah, nigga, like you're trying to say something. You're just talking about us. Like, why are you putting our business on social media? You know what I'm
All
saying?
right, direct
Um,
quotes. That's subbing. Subbing is off limits. You gotta approach a suburb when it's time. You cannot let a suburb rock. I used to let my suburbs rock when my ex used to do that shit. Nah. I straight come through right through the text. Sometimes I'm a thug. If it's in the live, I'm commenting on it like this. You dead ass. You dead
right.
ass. Like,
That's
I'm
what
not
right. That's
gonna
what I'm
break
saying.
up over no Facebook or Instagram, but
The,
I
Oh no
will
no no no. I'm not.
indirects, the
like we
No,
indirects.
just
I'm not.
spoke about this. Like we just talked about this, and you gonna go up here and tell social media? What is wrong with
The
you?
indirects you talking about, right? See?
Sometimes it be super direct. Like you had
What?
this specific conversation, same wording, the same wording. That
Right.
motherfucker just go up there and text it. Nah, nigga, you trying to sub me? Like, are you talking to me? So I'm coming to comment. I'm gonna do what you wanted me to do. You still wanted to drag it. You dragging it now. You crying about it. So now I'm coming straight to you.
So look, we at the
Subbing off
hour
limit.
mark.
Subbing off limit.
Subbing is definitely off limits. Social media, it shouldn't be taken as serious. People out there, social media should not be taken as serious as you think it is. But I feel like for some of y'all, it should, only because of the age you might be, or the year you're dating in. So that's why you take it as that, because some people meet people off of social media, and that's why they take social media for what it is. I didn't meet my wife that way, and I don't date that way. If I had to go back into the dating world, I probably wouldn't even date off social media. I got to get your phone number. I got to go back to the grind of stuff, and not this whole social media. And I'm like, oh yeah, you look good with picture. That's whack to me, but that's me. Anyway, so I'm gonna end it off right with one last topic. That's a topic that's near and dear to to Jay's heart. Say nah, it's near and dear to all of us because we talked about it before we came on to talk to the world. Um, and that's this whole situation with my man Eddie Winslow. Can you really, Jay, you explain it, and I'll give my piece on it.
So here's the thing. Eddie Winslow, as we know, or as you guys may not know, he's dating. Well, okay, he said he's not dating.
He's not
Allegedly.
dating. He
Allegedly,
has a
right?
whole fiance right now.
Okay, so there's a video that's out where he's kissing and grinding and filling up extensively. What's her name? Sydney Star.
Sydney Star,
Yeah.
who is
So,
a
yeah.
transsexual,
So, right, transsexual,
social
right.
media person.
So, my thing is this: if that's what you like, bro, this is what it is. Accept it, embrace it, but don't don't feed me lies. You know what I'm saying? Or
Lies,
don't. I can't think of the term. It's a term.
denial.
Um, Nah, it's just something. Don't feed me something and call it something. I can't remember, but but y'all know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Um,
Don't feed
but
me pie and call it applesauce. Like, don't
there
do
you
that.
go. Something like
Don't
that.
feed
Right.
me pie and
There you
call it
go.
applesauce. Like,
Come
ugh.
come through, see. Hold me down. But yeah, but yeah, like I said, if that's what you like and that's what you gonna do, you know what I'm saying? It's out there. Be like, all right, you know what? It is what. Even if you lied, like, yo, I was under the influence, man. Yo, I was done. But don't, nah, ain't nothing ever happened, y'all. But we seen it.
A whole
All
kiss.
right, so all right, I'm gonna go off of you, and I'm gonna let you probably one of y'all could finish it off when it comes to it. So since I brought up the topic, and I skipped other topics just to get to this one because, for me it was the denial, right? So if you are a certain type of way, um, or if you like a certain type of somebody, be be that, right? I think what everybody else is having a problem with, because when I first saw it, when we first talked about it, I was like, nah, that wasn't, he didn't do X, Y, and Z. And it's like, yo, you ain't see the video of him doing X, Y, and Z and kissing her and doing that? No, I didn't see that. They sent it to me. I saw it. And what I said is, I said, okay. I watched his video with Mother Winslow and everything. And he had her on there saying, don't believe the lies. He had her saying all that stuff too. So then what we kind of summed it up, I could say all four of us summed it up, was that there's some clout going on here. And I said I wasn't trying to fight for him. What I was saying is that he is knowing of what he is doing. But I said what Sydney had wrote on there explained what was going on. The fact that he was drunk, they had the photo shoot, he was drunk, he was under the influence, and he did the things that he really wanted to do at that point. So at that point, right, you knew that camera was around. At that point, when you saw the video come out and surface, you were still denying it, bro.
Right.
That's where the issue comes, the denial after that. It's like, wait, bro, it's video footage. You gonna say that wasn't me? This ain't no OJ situation.
but for Photoshop.
Yeah, that ain't me. That
If
was
the glove
me.
must have quit.
You know,
Yo, you.
I don't care about what he did, but it's the fact that when it came up, he still denied it. And then what's bad about her is that she knew how drunk he was, because I think this is a thing that people don't feel like is a thing, is that sometimes a woman could take advantage of a man in a certain type of way like that too, because he was drunk. Although he might have did what
Right.
he wanted to do, she knew that if she record him. I know that's probably when record this. It came off her Instagram, right, or whatever, right?
Right.
Record this. She recorded them. That joint looked like it went up instantly. Yo, we couldn't even finish the shoot, because that's what it said. We couldn't even finish the shoot because he was too drunk and drunk up all the photographer's liquor. That boy was done. He did what he
Right.
wanted to do.
Oh.
It's his denial, my bad, and then her doing the clout thing. I'm done.
Right.
I
All
really
right.
feel
Hold. Miss Juanita. Hold on. I'm sorry. See, Miss Juanita come through. So don't piss in my face and tell me it's raining. That.
That's my
That's the
right.
term. There
That's
it
Mama
is.
Candy.
All
My
right.
take
Yes.
on that whole thing, I think that he was definitely too drunk. I think it went down just like she said. He got way drunk too early. I do feel like when you are a struggling actor, you are put in positions to do things to make money. I don't think he would have actually chose to be there with Sydney Starr. I feel like you gotta do what you gotta do to do what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? He probably did drink too much to cope with whatever he probably needed to cope with. Now the problem is we all know how alcohol do. I think he
Liquid
got
courage.
too loose, and I don't think this is the first time he's been in this type of situation, because there has been things said by other people with less celebrity status, with chasing clout. Superhead is one of them, and it's another I think person who says something like that about him. I'm not trying to be funny. In the industry, it's a lot of things that's said like that. I do believe a lot of struggling actors been in situations like that, and I ain't gonna hold you. I feel like he needs to probably go get his shit together, because to get that drunk and to get that loose, clearly, I feel like it's about to be a whole backstory that's coming sooner or later in a tell-all book. I feel like it's coming.
CC,
Yeah.
are you saying that you feel like maybe because you got me thinking now with what I'm just listening to you say?
I mean, even with the Orlando Brown situation, I feel like a lot of young actors been through some shit.
Oh,
and
correct.
I feel like they drink, they drug, and this is what they do to cope until they go get help.
So with what you just said right now, with all of that you just said just now, are you telling me that you might feel like the whole thing was a setup, even doing the photo
honestly, yes.
I didn't even think about
I do feel like the whole thing was a setup. I felt like even him getting put to be paired up. Who the fuck is Sydney Starr? Sydney Starr, her rise to fame was setting up Little Zane, and then she out and say she never did nothing with Zayn. By then, his career was fucking done. Like, at the end of the day, Sydney Starr's a fucking nobody. And I ain't gonna hold you, like, I actually feel bad for that man because he's struggling. I actually feel bad. I mean, it's actors out here that are coming forward with their sexuality. If that man was really like that, I think he would have said that. And even if he's not, or even if he is, it's his decision to put his business out there. And if he don't want it out there yet, if he don't want nobody to know, that really is his decision. Because when what's his name from that show from back in the day came out and said that's what he liked, motherfuckers was going crazy. At the end of the day, I feel like we live in a society where you could choose to have your business out there or not. I don't think I think he knew he was being filmed, but I think that liquor just took him over. And I do think it was just more than liquor in that man. Like,
like you did say that.
Like I think it was more than liquor in that man. You know, honestly, he looked like he was just coping. Who the fuck would you do a fucking photo shoot with Sydney Starr? That's like 50 Cent doing a photo shoot with Sydney Starr. Nobody's doing a photo shoot with Sydney Starr. She's not even on no active shows at the moment. Like, what the fuck they was doing? I don't know if the producer probably did that. You, like she said, you drunk up all his liquor. Like, who knows? And mind you, the little scene that did happen or whatever they were shooting that for, because he's always in a lot of low budget films. Let's call it what it is. He was getting work at one point in time. Maybe this is a buzz so people could watch the movie or the show that's coming out.
And it wasn't supposed to get in.
It could be a stunt. And he probably was in on the stunt. It really could go more than one way. I'm not trying to be funny. I really feel like he's one of them loose ass actors that probably would have been got caught out there a long time ago because he's loose. I mean, had a whole video of DMX sleeping on her fucking couch. That's how loose he is. There's no real videos of that man out here. People are starting to vouch for him.
Yo, so maybe they both clout chasing.
Well, I mean,
I believe that.
I mean,
right now,
he should be clout chasing. He's fucking struggling. Like, I mean, this is not nothing new. Look at what's his name? The man who was married.
He got 400.
Look at the one who was married and he was out here giving out relationship advice and he was cheating on his wife the whole time. Literally had sis up there with the struggle scarf on, looking crazy. That man came out with a whole book right after that whole situation. Honestly, it
kind of don't match smoke and mirrors.
It is though. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors. I do think that people just need to just ignore it and just move on and let's see what happens because I'm quite sure the show is going to be dropping after this.
How many of us remember when we'll to this day? Of course, we all know about it, but how many of us really remember that as his image of Will Smith being in that movie? What, Jungle Fever? Was he in Jungle Fever? Or maybe he wasn't in Jungle Fever, but he was in a movie where he had to play a gay man, right? And I think he kissed a man before, but nobody remembers him for that. That could be the same smoke and mirrors that we witnessing right now.
Honestly, I heard gay actors get paid more. I mean, at the end of the day, whatever he's doing, he's doing. If he, I mean, the only reason I feel like he came out and said he never dealt with Sydney Starr because Sydney pretty much, I think, put up another post or whatever she said that they was dating for 7 months. But then wrote under that thing that he discussed me and he can't discuss you, girl, because you was over there kissing him back. Like it really sounded like clout to me. But then again, even if that is his sexual preference, because I mean, wasn't Eddie Murphy picked up on 42nd picking up niggas? I mean, come on. It's a lot going on here. My point is this honestly, even if he is or if he ain't, it really is his business. It's 2001 and people could do what the fuck they want to do.
What's my man name? DJ
Right, that's another one.
Yeah, but he's out.
But he wasn't out there before until he was put out there.
That's all that flexing and was saying at the time was like, yo, bro, just tell us what you
and he was denying it till more people came forward. You know what I'm saying? Like people had to come forward for him to be on some. Even what's his name? Jimmy Stacks. I really felt like people was gonna expose that man. Like
I didn't believe that Chingy shit though. I'm not even gonna front. Like
I did. But, because look how long it took for her to come out and be like, I lied. That bitch came out and said,
I lied.
I lied.
I just took a picture with him.
Damn, that picture. But I mean, like watched like Love and Hip Hop and Bad Girls Club because she's on Zeus right now on Baddies, and if you watched her track record, she always been messy, you know, just from her what is this reality TV time or whatever. I mean, her time is running short because nobody really cares for I don't see people talking about Baddies the way they talk about Jocelyn Cabaret and Chance show, and now this new show where they have the confession show with Tommy and all of them, and Roland Ray supposed to be on it next week and all that. They're not talking about Baddies the way that they talk about these other Zeus Network shows and, you know, the other regular reality shows that come on VH1 and whatnot. So she probably is like trying to keep herself relevant. She'd see that her little light is going dim. So it's like, let me put this out to make my mouth, you know, my light shine up again. It could be that. I mean, right after that was posted on the Shade Room, I guess them comments got a little too crazy because the Shade Room deleted it like that. And then he went on Instagram on his page and he posted something like, you know, that's just family and family is the only thing that matters and stuff like that. So maybe they was just cool. Maybe they friends, and maybe she just took advantage of the opportunity.
He definitely said that she was his friend. He definitely said that she was his friend. And so did DMX said that shit about Superhead when she was posting that nigga sleeping on her fucking couch. At the end of the day, I just feel like he really got taken advantage of in a vulnerable situation.
I feel that way, but then you now have me thinking that it may have been a stunt, a conversation where
it's definitely a stunt because on Sydney Starr show, her own castmates accuses her of that constantly. Like, girl, you just couch chasing. You're not gonna get no clout off of me. I'm lit. You're not. That's it. You don't even belong on this fucking show. You don't belong in this goddamn house. They be coming for her. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like she's definitely known for clout chasing. It's just one of them situations you gotta weigh out.
A phone call from her manager calling like around to find a low budget actor at the time to say, yo, would you do X, Y, and Z? Like, let's do a video shoot and just see where it goes. And like, if something happens, we can just post it and it'd be good for both of us because it's publicity, right? Well, yeah, I don't mind doing that. It's like acting, right? Yeah, it's like acting. Let's do it. And then they do it. You know what I mean? So like you said, smoke and mirrors, man. Like, this is crazy.
Right. All right. So I'm gonna get to this last comment before we go ahead and end off, and we're gonna end off with Miss Juanita. She says, "Should it really matter? You like what you like. At the end of the day, there's always gonna be a book. Make that money." So, I mean, very well said. Yeah, definitely can't.
I can't.
Might be a victim book. Who knows? A book is a book at this fucking point, right?
Right at this point. But you know what it reminds me of?
It might be a Me Too book. You never know at this point. You don't know. You don't know what happened in there. Like,
right, but the fact that he's denying it, it made me think about that old Dave Chappelle's skit when he made fun of R. Kelly. R. Kelly said he wasn't in the video, and then
Hmm.
Dave Chappelle was in the video. He was like, "How you know it's me?" Showed his ID. He put
Yeah.
a social security number. That skit came to my head when I was thinking. I was like, "Yo,
See now, if he was smart, he's a victim.
there you
He
go."
was assaulted. Eddie
Hmm.
Right.
Corsi.
Yeah.
Corsi,
Hmm.
Eddie. Because I could win the case, baby.
Hmm.
C could win
You're
the
right.
case. You know what I mean? Because you
You're right.
was a victim.
He is a
And, and,
victim.
and they played on that.
We
And
played on. I was
Right.
you
sued.
was a
I'll be
victim.
suing right
We
now.
can get what we deserve, Eddie.
We
Actually,
Honestly
we need
speaking,
see,
you know.
we need to get Laura on the phone. We need to know how Laura feels
You
see,
about
gotta
this.
call Urkel because you know I heard he
look,
got that
see,
new strand of weed out there in LA. Now maybe he can plug us into the right people to get to the right people. Because honestly, he really
Right.
did come off as a victim. He got played and dealt
see,
a
look,
dirty end of that stick.
can we say that if he doesn't do it, then he wasn't a victim also?
No, I watched too
right?
much special. I watched too much Special Victims, and I saw that episode today for Special Victims. Not all victims come forward right away. So we're gonna just. I'm gonna inbox him. I ain't gonna hold you because I know.
All
I know he's a victim. Like, we
All
gonna
right.
this Sydney Star. He's a fucking victim. Like,
All
I
right.
like that
So
one.
all right. So we're gonna end the show at hour 26. We definitely thank you guys for joining in for this very, very entertaining show. We
Very.
definitely had a lot of fun. We got to the essence of what the Chop House is supposed to be, us, family having a conversation, and we just brought it to you guys live. So we definitely enjoyed this show. Again, as always, let us know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share the pages.
One last thing.
Hmm.
This show is sponsored by Liquid Gold Inc., made by your girl CC and the Effort brand, made by your boy Mr. F That. Love you, Nikki. Thank you for always being there, showing us love.
Definitely,
Like I
definitely.
said, make sure you like,
Oh,
comment,
that
share, subscribe.
coming soon.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. I'm about to put my rum punches out for sale because
Okay.
it's been a little hit lately, and people been asking me to just sell it. So, gonna put out samples here and there with the help of
All
my
right.
friends. If you mind throwing samples out to their peoples and see if we can get some drinks flowing for the
Send me that.
holiday, summer, and all
Okay.
that good shit. So,
Okay.
hopefully, that's what God wants your girl to do. Then
just make me some
we,
coquito, okay? Like, I know it's like
I'm gonna learn
typical,
to
like,
respect that. I gotta contact my neighbors and my Spanish friends, my Dominicans and Puerto Ricans, and see how they make that, and I'm
We'll
gonna
give you
perfect
that
that.
recipe. Let's get it.
Let's get
Word.
it.
All right, but we definitely thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for our sponsors. Again, as Jamar said, Liquid. Hold on, let me make sure I say it right because I get cursed out every night, every time when I say it right. Liquid Gold Inc. is, what I'm
In
saying,
that
in the Effort brand. And again, we're definitely gonna be sponsored by Candy's her rum punch. So we definitely can't wait to get samples of that. But again, we definitely thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for joining. We go live every Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So don't forget to subscribe. Again, like, share the page, tell your friends, tell a friend to tell a friend,
Mhm.
and just show us love. Again, we have different media outlets that you guys can contact us on. We're very personable. We're not, so we'll definitely reach out. And again, if you guys have comments, something you want us to talk about, let us know, and we'll definitely give you the recognition for your topic, and we'll just discuss it. But again, I have been your host, Jay McMain.
it's your girl, the real CC.
finish your girl, the real Candy.
And this your boy, Mr. F That, because I'm always saying F That.
Where I should change my name to the real because maybe I feel left out. But we definitely thank you guys for tuning in. See you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.